What's going on, guys? I want to welcome you back. White Widow is the newest card to hit Marvel Snap. It has a 2-drop. She looks pretty damn good, but with junk and toxic cards, while extremely fun to play, they're usually kind of locked to their archetype, and they don't always adjust well to the meta game. Take Celine and Man-Thing, for example. Is White Widow going to change that mold? Is she an S-tier 2-drop today? We're going to kind of answer everything you need to know about her, starting with who is White Widow? Now, a good amount of Marvel heroes start out as villains, Scarlet Witch, Black Widow, even Hawkeye, to name a few, but the transition from villain to hero isn't always smooth sailing, especially for Yelena Belova. Now, White Widow has quite the story arc. We're going to cover some of the bases here, but pretty much after Romanoff's departure from the Red Room, Yelena was obsessed with the traitorous Black Widow. In fact, so much that she went under intensive training to surpass her idol. Now, after going through the same torturous training as Natasha, Yelena faced off against her fellow Black Widow, battled the Avengers, and led some of the most notorious criminal organizations in the Marvel Universe, before ultimately taking her destiny into her own hands. Now, Yelena/White Widow's powers consist of being extensively trained in espionage and various forms of armed and unarmed combat. She's a master of martial artist with peak human condition, a highly intelligent tactician, an Olympic-level gymnast, with her greatest weakness being that she lacks necessary psychological training that you usually see in a spy. Now, fast forward after several back and forths with Black Widow and altercations with the Red Room, who ultimately betrayed her by killing one of her favorite mentors, Belova resumed her activities as a spy, in fact, working for S.H.I.E.L.D. In fact, in one of her missions while illegally mining vibranium in the Savage Land, the Avengers confronted her and her squadron, and they responded with lethal force. However, Sauron intervened and attacked Yelena Belova, severely burning her body. And outside of that, I'm going to avoid spoilers. If you guys want to go and check it out, I'll put it in the description. But all I can tell you is Florence Pugh absolutely nails the role and has one of my favorite lines in the MCU. Now, in Marvel Snap, she's the highly versatile 2-cost, 2-power card with the ability, on reveal, add a Widow's Kiss to your opponent's side of this location. Now, the easiest way to explain the Widow's Kiss outside the text is it has an ongoing ability, and it's always going to be -4 power on your opponent's side. That being said, if they end up filling a location of their own where the Widow Kiss is located, it'll go back down to 0 power. However, it will be taking up that spot. Now, they can't get rid of this also with something like Enchantress, but for the most part, you're going to have at least a 2/6 value with a card that also clogs. Now, probably rightfully so, but clogging is a pretty rare mechanic in Marvel Snap, the same as milling, because, well, they're freaking frustrating to play against. Fun to play, really hard to play against. Now, in this season, we have a clogger and a miller, and I think they're going to be both best in class, right? We saw that with Zemo a bit, and now with the clogger White Widow, she has the potential to be the most versatile and advantageous clog card within the game, and I'll tell you why. Right now, in the game, we have a couple of clog cards with the mechanics to do so. You go all the way down to a 1-drop. You have Titania, who you need a PhD to even play correctly. I have thousands of hours in this game, guys. I still suck, and I just avoid her for the most part. Outside of that, you've got maybe the Green Goblin. Pretty versatile. 3 energy to put -3 energy. Nothing on your side, and by turn 3, that's a big turning point in the game, which takes us to Debris, and Debris is powerful. One of the best at clogging, but you're clogging yourself, and this can mess you up pretty badly sometimes, and she's not really great outside of on-curve play. Outside of that, we've got Hobgoblin, who you're not playing this unless you have Ravonna, or maybe you're, a Galactus stan. And then we've got Gladiator, who isn't clogging all the time, but when he does, obviously brings good value. Doc Ock is pretty much just a Shang-Chi magnet, but he does get the job done as well, but pretty damn late, which is where Yelena comes in as a 2-cost, 2-power card, potentially 2/6, forcing your opponent to change their game plan in the process. These other ones really don't do that, and that's what makes her special. Let's go into the star ratings. All right, so listen up. First and foremost, guys, I feel like an infomercial here. Look in the lower left, you can see the disclaimer here. This is going to be day 1 impressions, and they are subject to change. However, I think White Widow is going to be pretty good. I always kind of like to say, if you're not a junk or toxic player, even though you'll see in a second she's pretty flexible, I would probably not go crazy about her if you don't enjoy that kind of gameplay. Now, first up in the competitive category, I kind of lean back and forth between 3 and 4-star, but ultimately, she's pretty good because of the ability of forcing your opponent to change up their plans, on top of giving you stats, on top of clogging a very important slot sometimes in your opponent's locations. You can do this on locations like Space Throne, but even more so, you can ruin your opponent's turn 4, maybe turn 5 by finishing off a location. And on top of that, she counters some of the better cards in the game at the moment. Now, I would say she's meta dependent sometimes, but Destroy is always in the meta. Annihilus is always going to be in the meta, so you do have to worry about those. Although you can always shoot the Widow's Kiss in an opposing lane of where they're trying to destroy their cards. And in terms of Annihilus, it's already turn 5, and so you probably already got the use out of her. Now, in the fun category, this is definitely subjective, but I love Green Goblin. I think he's an incredibly fun card, and this is just a cheaper and dare I say better version of him. And so I'm going to give her a 4-star here, moving us right into flexibility. And honestly, I did not expect this for a junk card, but I truly think, just like when Black Widow was crazy, White Widow can be plugged into a lot of decks. I kind of have her in the same vein as something like Cable, although Cable doesn't synergize with the rest of your deck. Kind of does everything you want him to do, and White Widow's going to do the same. That clogging effect is never going to be bad, and it just gives you a leg up on certain locations and certain curve gameplay, so I do give her a 4 out of 5 for flexibility. Now, looking at adjustment, I don't know here. She could get adjusted. She has a couple of knobs to adjust, if you will, that only need an OTA. They can make her power go down, they can make it go up, their base power go down, base cost go up. A lot of things you can do with White Widow. I'm hoping she does stay at a 2-cost flavor-wise. I think it works with Black Widow, and ultimately, this is probably where she's going to stay for a while. Now, on top of this, guys, she does come with a pretty damn good spotlight. You've got Nico Minoru and, of course, Snow Guard. If you don't have Nico and you're on the fence about White Widow, I think it's a non-negotiable, easy open. You have the chance to get a few really good cards. None of these are misses, and ultimately, like I said, you know, watch some gameplay today, see if it fits your playstyle, and if you can foresee yourself having her in this kind of plug-and-play position in decks. But overall, I found her pretty damn enjoyable. Let's go ahead and talk about her best synergies, and although it's sadly not Black Widow, or really even Red Guardian for that matter, she does synergize with a lot of cards you probably already have. Looking at the MVPs, guys, we've got Beast and Grandmaster, ways to obviously manipulate the on reveal and trigger multiple Widow Kisses to your opponent's side, just overwhelming them in each and every location. On top of that, I love control lanes like Storm and Jean Grey. Storming a lane and playing the Widow's Kiss almost guarantees you a very easy way to push -4 power and give you 2 power, while at the same time making it way too late for your opponent to react. Now, Shang-Chi and Killmonger are great for removing cards from Widow Kiss's lane, maybe late in the game to get that -4 activated, while Polaris, Spider-Man, even Cannonball are awesome options to move cards away from the Kiss to get the -4 power, or in the case of something like Spider-Man, move the Widow's Kiss into another new lane, causing them an absolute headache. Now, other synergies I like, I don't think Mojo will get a ton of play, but Mojo does work pretty well with her kit. Maybe both of them can be in a new style of Sarah control. Professor X is a great way to seal down -4 power and just make it very easy to dictate and control the opponent as well. Werewolf by Night loves the on reveal. He kind of works with these junk archetypes anyway, and on top of that, the Beast package, all that works really well to punch the opponent with Widow Kisses and also build up your wolf. Cerebro actually loves White Widow. Cerebro 2 is a very cool deck to run her in, and something a little bit different if you're looking for that. And then, of course, all the clog options we talked about before. You naturally can clog her location if you don't care about the negative power and you just want to jam one full. One of the things I like most about Yelena is her ability to be played just anytime, and it feels really good, whether it be on curve or if you want to play her late on turn 5. Even turn 6, you don't want to play her too much, but you do have the ability to put -4 in a lane you know they cannot fill, and she does work in a good amount of archetypes. Now, she's going to counter decks that you're going to see everywhere at the moment. Angela being one of the main offenders. Everybody has the card. Great way to shut down the stacking of power there. Same as Hope Summers. Big meta card here. Thanos decks, although more rare, you can clog those up a bit easier. Lockjaw. A lot of these cards that are just easy to clog quickly. Jubilee, for example, you can just push it over to that lane. And yes, you're not going to get the -4 power, but you make the trade-off, and that's what's important, to just shut down the lane for an easy win. All right, let's go and transition to the decks, guys. And listen, there's a lot of options out there, and I'm going to have a couple videos coming out with White Widow as kind of a piece of those decks. And after looking at them all, playing them a ton, I decided two things. Number one, I want the Red Room Academy to come together and play Black Widow with White Widow. And how do you do that successfully? Well, you bring back one of my favorite cards in Marvel Snap, in Darkhawk. So today's deck, Widowhawk, is going to bring back Disruption and Junk into the Darkhawk package. Guys, we have a lot of things working out, and definitely two cards, no question, that can be flexed in the build. Carnage and Mockingbird are definitely more of a flavor pick. I like Carnage here to help us get out of jail free if things go wrong with Debris or Sentry or even the Hood. And alone through the Hood and Debris and even Sentry, we can get our Mockingbird as just a good value card. Those cards can be swapped out for a bunch of different options like Daredevil, Professor X. You can go Spider-Woman, Doc Ock. You can go Nico. You can even throw in Mysterio to help out a Mockingbird even more. Tons of options here, but this is our core build. And what we're trying to do is, well, on turn 1, we're always going to be playing core down as soon as possible, typically, to build up our Dark Hawk, but also put out that disruption. Hood's never a bad play as well. We can definitely anticipate to send that over with a Nihilist, but also the early Demon play just screams craziness with the Mockingbird. We're almost always going to hang on to Carnage, but when it comes to Beast, we have a lot of fun cards here to bounce back to our hand. We can get multiple Demons with the Hood. You can get more Korg Disruption on just turn 3 right away, but double White Widows or double Black Widows or even double Debris is absolutely disgusting, guys. I mean, pure disgust with double White Widow kisses over there. It's just ridiculous, and the opponent doesn't really know what to do. The deck curves out pretty well. A lot of different play lines you can go with, whether you want to win with the Darkhawk package or just playing the typical Hood, Sentry, Annihilus play and just pushing out the Clog and negative power. I would say the snap conditions here are just the typical combos of Hood, Sentry, and Annihilus, but also if you have a couple White Widows out there and the kisses are flowing, then you can probably snap pretty confidently. If you do analyze the deck, clearly Destroy is a really good answer against us, as well as just looking out for locations like Limbo that can hurt us, Olympia, things that help them kind of draw into their deck. But yeah, bottom line, this thing is filthy. I mean, I love the flexibility here. I think a lot of people will sub out Carnage and Mockingbird, but they felt good in the build that I had today, and playing the Widows together just felt completely satisfying. Now, I will save one deck as a surprise, but if you guys are looking for another style of junk deck, you can look no further than Widow's Junk. I thought that name was great. But anyway, we've got just a lot of options to clog. This is the all-in clog deck with Ravonna to cheapen not only Hobgoblin and Green Goblin, but also Professor X. You can even go crazy and throw in Grandmaster in here. But yeah, just Cannonball and Professor X together make a deadly duo. A lot of ways to clog, and Absorbing Man can punish them even further with White Widow or doing Debris multiple times. Heck, even Sentry for the double Annihilus Sendover. This is more the traditional junk style, not the one I'll be playing today. And again, just showcases where White Widow can work. Yes, now our next deck guide is going to feature White Widow and not a junk deck that I'm going to keep a surprise for now. But yeah, definitely slapping. And this one is just fun with Daredevil at your hand, being able to clog with Hobgoblin or using White Widow with the knowledge you have. Pretty much it, guys. I'll leave it up to you. This is a card that should get a good amount of play. But again, if you don't enjoy cards of her nature, even something like Cable, then you may not like her playstyle. And ultimately, that's up to you. Next week is Valentina, one of my most anticipated cards, but that's for fun factor. We'll have to see how she works out. But you guys, just so you know what you're maybe saving up for here, and she comes in a good spotlight. That's pretty much everything you need to know, though. Let's go ahead and hop into some battles. Definitely a cool card to see how she works in practice. Let's jump on in. All right, we got Rock Slide, Carnage, Beast, Annihilus, Isle of Silence, the Dark Hawk ready to go. We have our Beast. We're going to hang on to him. Not doing too much yet. And then Onslaught. All right, so Onslaught's a guaranteed Dark Hawk win, guys. I think we can say that safely. And then we have everything else over here. Do we go Hood into Beast, or do we just simply play the Rock Slide now? I think we're gonna just go with the Rock Slide now. Maybe go Hood into Beast next time. They're snapping for the Citadel. That's fine. We got Brood, so this is probably going to be Wong, which means we want to try to clog this up now. This is going to be a devastating Widow's Kiss, and we're going to try to do 2 of those. Snap. I'm going to snap back. We already know his game plan, but we're going to do White Widow twice, essentially. I think he's going to put Wong here on Onslaught if we were to take a gamble. No, he finishes out Isle of Silence. The greed has gotten to him, folks. The greed has gotten to him. All right, we'll push that over. How about a -8? You already know we're going to hit him back to back. Let's do it again. And we'll go with Century here, and then we can simply just play a Nihilus if we want to do that route. I think he's trying to figure out what to do. He might switch and go left side with the Wong instead. But we're about to pump negative 16 power. Yeah, is this the Wong? Is he changing plans over here? That's the Wong. Look at him change things up. All right, so with him changing things up, we're going to do the exact same. We're going to play Hood here, a Nihilus here, Sin the Void. We're helping him fill that lane out really nicely. Sin the Hood, because we know he's going to do a lot of craziness. And then we just simply play the Darkhawk left side. Should put us over the power limit here. If he plays Mystique, he is going to regret that. We got Demon. Bam. Annihilus. Ship it. Beautiful. Luke Cage. Surfer. Okay. So he could Odin. I mean, now we just switch it up. We do this. I don't see a world where he wins, right? 25. This pumps up a ton. The Odin will help him out a little bit, but dude, is he gonna? He's gonna ship this. Yes, he's gonna go. He's gonna go with the Odin. Because to be fair, it's a lot of power. Yeah, it's a lot of power.
Are ye worthy?
We are gonna literally sit here for a decade. Not really. It's only the Wong times 2, but there's not enough passes around the sun to catch him up there. And we punished the greedy deck. He actually helped us out with that limbo. And to keep scanning. For the record, Kev, your middle lane is gorgeous. And you have more demons than you know what to do with. Done and done. All right, cool. Definitely a fun one. And White Widow just insane, pumping out negative 16 to the right side. Okay, Black Rose. What do you got for us? We have the Big House. We do have our Black Widow now. We have a Nihilus. We don't hate our plays. Starlight Citadel and our Beast. All right, so it looks like this is going to be a Debris twice game, potentially. White Widow's fine. We do have a Nihilus. We're going to punch this guy like crazy here. We might do double Black Widow. Oh my gosh. All right, this is going to be wild. I think we do Debris here. Nah, let's go Debris. I think we go Debris mid here. Yo, we're both going to just be filled to the brim. To the absolute brim. All right, so should we pick this stuff up? Like, we got to be a little careful. Do we pick Debris up? I think we pick up left side, right? We kind of have to. And then we go Hood here, and then we're going to play a Nihilus.
Oh, snap.
All right, we got to pick up our cards, man. We got to pick this crap up quickly. I know we're not going to be able to draw, but we don't care. This is insane. Mockingbird. Hatred. Oh my god, look at the buff up on that left side, huh? Alright, well, we got a lot of making up to do. So here's our super awesome, cool play line. It's not going to do much, but we're going to play Widow's Kiss here. And we're going to play a Nihilus here. And that way, we pretty much clog them no matter what. We potentially get rid of the Hood here, and then we just have to win one lane, potentially both, but this is going to be our best chance to win. He plays nothing, which means we full on just clog that effing lane. It's so freaking cool. What an effing play. It's so beautiful. And just like that, guys, just like that, we freaking win a awesome game of Marvel Snap. Of Clogging Snap. What a crazy game. And he had the Patriot with the Raptors and the Debris.
Victory.
Thing of beauty. Thing of beauty. J Gravy. Oh my god, Kamartage. Kamartage, baby. All right, so we've got Debris and Nihilus, Rock Slide. Little Darkhawk action. No cheap plays, that's okay. Oh boy. That's a big start, man. That is not easy. That is not easy to beat. Oh my gosh, he's got a... Dude, this guy's pumping power. He's got like 30 power with 3 cards. Shadowlands, pretty good for us with the Nihilus. Ooh, the double White Widow. And he's snapping. All right, we're going to snap. Double White Widow, double Debris, double Rock Slide. all we have to technically do is clog this Camartage enough, and then we play Rockslide Darkhawk or Annihilus, whatever. Okay, so cool. These aren't even worth anything. It would be -8. Doesn't matter. We clog it up. And bam. Oh my gosh, is this guy playing a Hawk deck like we are? That's awesome. Miniaturized Lab makes it even harder for this guy. We're about to punish him so hard, guys. Okay, so we can just Debris, which would be disgusting. We can double Black Widow, equally pretty disgusting, and builds up the Darkhawk. We can Rock Slide, wait for it, disgusting. I think we're going to go with the double Black Widow now, then the Debris, because he would just have, he has nothing. Hope Summers, we would have just filled that lane. It would have been it. But now we're going to give him a couple Widow's Kisses. We got the Red Room Academy right there. Looking great. Okay, Debris goes down now. He could Annihilus, which we can too, so that's okay. I think we do all this right now. We do it all. We get 2 demons and everything. We're going to fill out just because we can. Oh my gosh, he beast. He doesn't even know. That's such a fun play. Okay, well, he has 1 lane to play those. That is all. And we just got to make sure we play this out right. We don't want to send anything yet. I mean, this is pretty mean. And we would open up this left lane, but I think we just play the Hawk here. Yeah, I think we just play Hawk. He plays Red Hulk. That's a big boy. That is a big boy. All right. All right. So this would put us up not enough. Do we even go... Do we just do something like this? I mean, for sure, right? Oh, but it gives... Okay, so this would pump us up to what? 16, 18, but then he would get 2 more power doing that. So do we do this? And it's still an, you know, an 11 power here, but we don't charge him up anymore. He's got a lot of things he can play here. He does have a Nihilus, though, for the cheeky win, right? -3. No, that wouldn't win it either. He can't build up that side unless he has, like, a Blue Marvel or something here. Yeah, he was just going to go for big power. Hoping we didn't win in the middle. We build up the Darkhawk, and on top of that, we used all of our energy, and we get the dubs. What a win, baby. God, I love Darkhawk.
Victory.
I miss the Mystique combo. I do, but man, is he just powerful out of 5 cost. All right, Annihilus, Carnage, White Widow, and Korg. Let's go to get the Korg out now. We got the White Widow ready to rock and roll. And they go Sunspot. Middle location TVA. We're going to snap on that.
Oh, snap.
And we're going to play White Widow here in the mid. Shoot over that -4. Have a huge advantage up on them. If they shoot a White Widow, we have Carnage. We also have the Hood on turn 3. We could play Hood and Carnage together. Get the Demon back. Have a lot of ways to win this. Okay, we can also play Hood left side to get positive point value. Yo, we can bounce this back too. What a great example of White Widow. Do we... Yeah, I mean, since this is a positive location, we'll go ahead and play it over here. But I think this is just such a fun mind game of like, what are we gonna do? All right, so we push over there. We have the demon. There's no way this guy stays, right? Cyclops pushes middle. We can punch this even more and push another negative card over there. Like if we just play here and here, I just don't think there's anything he can do. We can also go here for a little bit of bonus power. And then we're pushing so much freaking negative power. He'd have to do a lot to make this up. Didn't think he would stay. He didn't. And that's the power.
Victory.
That's the power of not 1, but 2 White Widows. Absolutely disgusting. Okay, we're going against the Snap Judgments pod. Cool to see. If you guys haven't listened, I believe they do a weekly podcast. Go check them out. We've got Hood. Attillion's a bummer, especially with Demon, but we'll go ahead and throw him down now. We'll go ahead and play our Demon here just on curve. Nothing we want to play right now. Wow, Central Park, hello, making our Mockingbird freaking super cheap. Just ridiculous. I don't even know if we want to beast anything out. Like, we definitely want a Mockingbird here. Do we beast to get rid of this stuff? Because we might not have a Nihilist. Then these could come back, though, and that could kick us in the butt. I think we just hang out with what we have. We just play the Mockingbird for the value that she brings. Seems pretty disgusting to me.
Oh, snap.
Attilian could completely ruin us, but that's all right. Get that Mockingbird out now. Got the Rock Slide right side. So we got Carnage, a Rock, and Beast. I will take it. I don't think this is the worst thing that could have happened to us. We don't want to play any of this quite yet. Filling them up here is pretty disgusting. We could also fill them up here and put really 2 lanes at risk, and I like that a ton. This puts a lot of pressure on him, and Debris pretty much seals the fate there. He goes Cosmo mid, Hood. All right, this is just our game to lose at this point. There's Century, cool. Yeah, let's go with this. Okay, so he goes just big stats and Darkhawk. It's up to 20. And then we have a Nihilist. So the Sentry play would have been nice. We do have Prio. 18. I feel like this should be enough to win. Scar. Scarlet Witch. Baxter building. Wow, what a chaotic last play, man. And a lot of
Victory.
crazy cards in the deck, man. But hats off to you. Again, guys, go check out Snap Judgment's pod. All right, we've got the White Widow. We have the Darkhawk. And we have Hood Beast. Oh, what a great starting hand, guys. Love to see it. Okay, so we're going to White Widow for sure. Probably just Beast right into that. And have our fun. We are going to avoid Nowhere Like the Plague. And this is where, yeah, I think we just play... Man, I would snap here, but I think they'll leave. We're just going to play White Widow left side. Pop that Widow's Kiss over there. Limbo, this is great for us. He's going to fill the Widow Kisses most likely, but my God, does it just make it tough on this guy. We're going to make it even better by getting this Korg right back to us as well, and we still get the draw. It's just so beautiful. It's just so cool, man. So cool. All right. White Widow. We can make them not play anything. Potentially. If he does play a card there, we can White Widow twice, which is pretty mean. White Widow over here is also good. He's already played 2 cards in the middle. Let's go White Widow here. And we'll Hood there as well. Do we want him to draw? Or do we want to play Rock Slide? Probably just going with the Rock Slide's a good idea. This is a lot happening, but I'm pretty sure this is a fine play. I'm just looking at what else we can do. This seems like too punishing almost, but F it. I think we're going to just roll with it. I kind of want to play White Widow left side and clog them from doing that. Screw it. I think there was a better way we could have played that out, which is exactly what you're looking at. The Widow's Kiss left side, because now we, could get a Nihilist here pretty easily. He can only play a Nihilist. Well, he's going to send the Void for sure. We actually need a Nihilist. If we top deck a Nihilist...
Cleared for takeoff.
Man, there's a lot to think about here. Hold on. Hold the phone. Debris. Okay, so... He gets to play a Nihilist. We play Debris. We don't have Prio. Even if he plays a Nihilist, I think this is so much to put up with. Do we play nothing here, or do we play Darkhawk? Because there's 2 turns. I'm tempted to play nothing. It's a risk for sure if we don't draw correctly. But it's a fun one. We're going to play... Because if he plays a Nihilist here, the Widow's Kiss, I believe, will be set to 0. Then it'll send, so it won't actually send it. We're going to play nothing, which is crazy. Awesome. That's fine. We just need a Nihilist left side. Like, we got to get this a Nihilist, though. For sure. Okay, so we got Century, which is fine for this play. In fact, we can even go with this. And we have a good way to win either way here. Like, this is awesome, huh? Let's play this now. Put up some respectable power right now. That doesn't work that way. Oh my gosh, so we gambled and we did not get a Nihilist, which is crazy to think about. However, we still had a way to win it, which is so awesome.
Oh, snap.
We're going to snap. I think maybe he thinks we have a Nihilist. We're snapping on turn 7 because we're working with a lot here. And yeah, I just don't think he'll expect... I mean, he should expect the Darkhawk because we have a Korg and a Rock Slide. But by now, he's got a lot of rocks in his hand. Not a ton. I don't think he thinks we can catch up to 20 power. Maybe he fills out right side to be careful of an Annihilus play. He goes Darkhawk himself, but he hasn't pumped out any power, which means we're going to win left and the middle. It's so beautiful. That's awesome, man. What a fun little mind game.
Victory.
And like, we didn't play turn 5 just in case we could play the Annihilus there and shift the Void, and that would have been really cool, but we didn't have to. Okay, we have Pit here, and we have an insane opening with Sinister London and White Widow. We're definitely going to do this. Oh my god. We're not even going to have enough room to do everything we want to do. We are going to White Widow, Beast, all that back. I mean, this is going to just be absolutely insane. Okay, so double White Widows. Here we go. We would snap, but he's gonna leave, and we got to see this happen. One. Go right side, huh? That's okay. 2. And then we're gonna be tight on space. Super tight on space. Let's bounce this. Play one of our demons now. And then we also have Darkhawk to go crazy too. Oh boy. Oh boy. Luckily we're bouncing here, or this could have been disastrous. This is such a crazy game. What the hell? Okay. Oh my god, it's happening. Well, that could not have gone any better. I mean, he's out of here. He's not even going to let us do our thing, I don't think. Okay, there's that. Great. And, I mean, what do we even want to do? Do we hit him with this? This won't matter, and this won't matter, but this clogs, this clogs. There's a world he does have the Annihilus play. This is so filthy. I think just playing the double Rock Slide, double Darkhawk is ultimately always the better option here. But come on, this is too much fun. We have to do this. He actually plays a card, which is insane, and we win. What the hell? Look at this. Pop that on over there. Pop that sucker over there. Even if he had an Annihilus, it ain't gonna be...
Victory.
What a way to win. That's gonna be it, guys. Hopefully you enjoyed today's video, and if you haven't already, click the red subscribe button down below. We're gonna be waiting right here as you do it. Helps out a ton as we're trying to get to 150K by the end of the year. Maybe, I don't know. Could be a fun goal. Either way, guys, good luck out there with White Widow, and until the next one, happy snapping.